All right, everybody. You guys already know we had a big discussion today on Facebook. We were talking about, we're going to have a major discussion video. Before we do that, we're going to bring in our special guest, Danny Martin, right here. I've known Danny since high school. Danny's one of the most movie knowledgeable people I've ever met in my life. He has been forever and ever. Even back in the 90s, Danny was way ahead of the curve when it came to comic books and movies. We used to have many discussions with you and Todd Hamilton.
Yes.
Danny still lives locally in Gadsden with all of us. So what we're going to do right now, we've got just a little topic just to get the blood flowing a little bit with Danny on set. We're going to talk about DC and what's their next move. And when you talk about DC versus Marvel, right now it's not a competition.
Right.
But if everybody or anybody who knows comic books knows, it's very much competition if it gets into the right hands.
Yes.
With that being said, Danny, what do you think their next move should be?
Well, I think that the direction that they are going, bringing up the individual, characters and such, like when we were discussing earlier with Aquaman, and then they're coming out with the new, which was highly successful, the Wonder Woman franchise, and I think they should continue with that. And also with the offset with, from what I understand, Phoenix signed for Joker.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. With the origin.
Yeah, with the origin story, which I personally think that's going to be outstanding. I think the direction that they went with Jared Leto. It was cool for that movie.
Didn't you think they had to do something totally different after what Ledger did?
Yeah, absolutely. Because everything's always going back to Jack Nicholson and then Heath Ledger. There are two different comic book series, versions of Joker. And this version of Joker, he's been to prison, he's gone through psychiatric help and all this other good stuff. So you have the and with the tattoos and such like on your face, and I was kind of like offset with that at first, but then I started thinking about it. These are prison-ish tattoos, but for that particular movie, the Suicide Squad, I thought it was right for the role, for that particular movie. But as far as like my Joker, my Heath Ledger, my Jack Nicholson, my comics, from the the darker series and everything, it was okay. But when bringing in Joaquin Phoenix, who's very much method actor, very much method actor. I think he's got the good look for it. I think he's got a good feel for it, and he's got the chops, and I'm excited to see where that goes.
If they picked you to play, of all human beings on earth, to play Johnny Cash, that'll tell you a little bit. Because let's just be honest, that's one of the hardest people probably ever on this earth that you could portray.
Well, he's just, he's a plain Jane guy. Johnny Cash was just very direct, forward, and just kind of had that twang about him and no crap attitude. Hell, what made him famous is pretty much like, he volunteered to go play in prisons and stuff like that.
That's what made him. And he wore black because of the people that didn't have that voice.
Yeah. And him and Danzig, that they swapped songs.
Glenn Danzig.
Danzig.
Yeah, absolutely.
They swapped out songs and stuff like that. They
right.
wrote songs for each other, or they covered each other's songs and stuff. And he was truly, Man in Black.
I think you nailed it. Joaquin Phoenix playing that origin story is huge. As far as where do they go from Justice League, peeps?
I think they're doing good breaking down the movies. Aquaman, from what we're getting offset and from the stories that they're basing it on, it looks like it's going to be more of a horror type movie, which, give or take, I don't even know Bo doesn't like horror, but
I may watch that one.
An action horror movie. It's different. It kind of probably being like a Predator feel where it's got the sci-fi horror / action / all of that. But I don't think they're going to go straight up, slow build horror with it. Especially not with Jason Momoa. He probably wouldn't sign up for that shit.
Do you think he can carry his own film though?
I think he can.
Yes, absolutely.
You think he can?
Yes, absolutely.
The reason I say that, how much dialogue did he truly have in Game of Thrones, or how much dialogue did he truly have in Justice League?
Given Justice League, he didn't have much, but what was it not wasted on? Like, what was, what did you feel like his dialogue was wasted, besides the whole lasso of truth scene, which we won't get on because of
which that was hilarious. But now, with that being said, you take someone you take someone you take someone such as Tom Hanks, and the guy makes you watch a movie with him in a volleyball on a damn island for 2.5 hours, and you're entertaining.
And no script whatsoever.
Jason has the body, he has the look, he has the cult following. Does he have what it takes to carry a 2.5 hour summer blockbuster movie?
Well, think about this. Okay, you remember the Super Friends, okay? If you remember inside those cartoons that came on and everything, Aquaman didn't really have a big role. He was actually a joke, And if they mainstreamed their, the same dialogue pretty much as they had, in the Justice League movie, just keeping it simple to the point, like we discussed early, simplicity. Is
1 and 2 liners.
Yeah, 1 or 2 liners, answer a question, ask a question, give an answer, and good jury, by the way.
The Moscow Mule.
Yes.
Only from Boss Tower.
So if they keep it like that, which I think they will, which the lady who's coming in is playing his girlfriend, fiance, whatever it was in the comic book. She
smoking.
Yeah. I mean, she actually will probably have more of the dialogue or dialect, more of the script, than he will. I mean, if they keep it simple like that, I think it's going to be great. Just like with the Flash movie that's going to come out, because they're working on that as well.
Now,
they scrapped I know they were going for a Flashpoint movie, which
Flash Origins or no?
Now that Flashpoint is
okay.
It's a really bad. I mean, if you like time travel, weird alternate stuff, it's not that good. But they were
same guy playing or no?
Good.
I didn't like Flashpoint.
Where Thomas Wayne
Yeah.
becomes Batman. Batman never exists, and his wife becomes the Joker.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a good part, but I mean, just the rest of the Amazons and Atlantis going to war. I mean, Superman being cooped up for the whole time since he didn't. He didn't get taken in by the Kents. He was just like put in like underground prison.
Right. But I mean, Flashpoint was. I mean, that's like a whole different subject.
Yeah, but that's where they were trying to go with
but
it.
Yeah, I don't think it's time for it. Sorry, I mean to interrupt. But
so why would they throw that in the middle of what they got going on?
They were gonna. They were planning on a retcon because of how bad Justice League went and how much of even though it did like $650 million,
which is good, but I mean it's not Marvel standards good.
No.
But they have the books, the characters. And let's just call it what it is. They have the following to make that work if they do the right things.
Right.
Zack Snyder is an anchor for them.
Who's your movie goers right now? Who goes to the movies right now? Okay.
I mean,
it's your families.
It's your families.
And stuff. And
they're too dark, you think?
Do what?
You think they're too dark?
I think it's too dark. And that's why like they revamped. Like when they did, Justice League, they were a little bit more comedic than they were in Batman versus Superman.
I think they threw people. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they threw people off with that kind of 70s alien Flash Gordon-ish vibe they gave off in the trailers.
I mean,
take the Infinity War trailer and the Justice League trailer. It's not even remotely close.
Well,
it's not even in the same
right. No, I'm with you.
With Justice League, though, you had a product of two directors that are completely on opposite ends of the spectrum. You had Snyder and you had Whedon.
Right.
Both do the same movie, and I mean, we got CGI, non-bearded Superman,
mustached.
We had CGI out of mustache, which was painfully bad. Somehow we can't. Somehow, with how we can CGI almost everything else, we can't get a mustache out.
I've got a question. Bringing Darkseid in, would that solve this? Would it solve, if they do him the right way, could he be their savior for their franchise?
I mean, it's...
Or at this point, would it be a tail end of Thanos, and he's going to be compared against Josh Brolin, who is phenomenal in everything he touches?
Yes.
So... First of all, let me stop you before you comment because I want both of you to comment on this.
I'm waiting on this one.
I want both of you to comment on this, and here's why. Brolin is an animal. There is, without question, this is his summer. With Sicario 2, with Deadpool 2, and Infinity Wars, without a doubt, he is the #1 actor in Hollywood right now because of what he's done this summer.
I mean, he's back on the building block, which is great. I mean, you know, from Goonies and the other movies that he's done, he's pretty much been, you know, back burner actor.
He's crushing. So, with that being said, their goat of a bad guy, their creme de la creme bad guy is going to be Darkseid. It's got to be. So, can Darkseid save it? And then who in the hell is going to play him? And then how are they going to overcome that obstacle of Thanos now? Because let me tell you this. I'm going to say this and I'm shutting up. When Thanos showed up in that movie, there wasn't no joking. There wasn't no kidding around. There wasn't no getting in a hurry. He clocked in. He punched a damn ticket.
Right.
And that son of a bitch had a plan.
Yeah.
And by God, he went check, 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 all the way through the damn end of the movie until he did his mission. Then the son of a bitch went and rested. Unlike the comics, when he didn't have the power and he was a farmer and rested. But this, he did it in the movie. He did what he said he was going to do, then he went and rested. You go first, then I want to hear you. Right, and then we can wrap it up. I just want to know, can Darkseid save this?
There's a couple of things I want to touch on besides the Darkseid thing that I think is going to really help DC. When they launch their network, I think will help them because they're going to make a bunch of original material for their network. With Teen Titans being the first one, they're going to make their comics available on their network, which will then get more people into the comics. And I think that may actually help them a lot. And then we don't know what is coming down the line that they may do on their own network to, you know, kind of boost them. Because Marvel has all their Netflix series.
Yeah.
So with DC, they're like, no, we still want creative control, which once again goes to DC. They want to micromanage everything in a boardroom, while Marvel's just like, it's a good storyline, go with it. Like, we aren't going to touch it. So I think it could be a good thing, but if they micromanage everything, it's going to be a bad thing.
Yeah. And
now to the Darkseid point, like you brought up, I believe Darkseid really could save it, but what we had with Thanos is we had a build-up for years. We knew that guy was coming. We knew he was there. We knew he was lurking behind everything. We knew everything from A to Z was basically had Thanos' hand in it. So with Darkseid, it's yeah.
No pun intended. Go ahead.
Well, with Darkseid, if they bring him in with the way Justice League just shit on all the other characters that wasn't Superman. I mean, they made everyone
dumbed him down to make him look good.
Yeah, made everyone a bitch, and then Superman comes in, he Deus Ex Machinas the whole fucking thing, and he's basically a god by the end of the thing. I mean, and what a lot of people don't know is Steppenwolf is technically Darkseid's uncle. He's a bad motherfucker. He's not just someone to be lightly treaded on.
Right.
He just thrashed him though.
Yeah, like he's, you know.
I mean, not to cut you off, but I know you got something to say. I want to hear it too.
No,
but in that final scene, Wonder Woman and Aquaman were getting their ass handed to them.
Yeah.
Until Superman said, "Oh, is this dude still around?" I'm like, come on, bro. Wonder Woman is fucking major powerful, bro. I could see if he's throwing Aquaman around, but
Aquaman's up there too.
He is very much so up there. Now
I still say that Wonder Woman's more powerful than him overall.
No,
they're like neck and neck.
You think so? Overall,
but
go ahead. I gotta hear this.
The reason why they
unload the clip on us, baby. I want to hear it. Unload the clip on us.
All right. You know, one of the reasons why that they did that was re-empowerment. Okay, because Superman, you know, they just pretty much let everybody know, hey, you know, Superman is the
alpha.
the top. He is the alpha. Okay, he is the strongest. He is the leader of the Justice League. Period. So that's why they threw it down. You know, like in the New 52 series. You know, if they Darkseid, you know, when he comes back and stuff like that, it shouldn't be Superman that beats him or defeats him. That'd be like it's a given. You know, that's going to happen. Wonder Woman, given. Aquaman could possibly, but the one person that should come back in if they do it correctly, like it is in the New 52, Batman.
Yeah.
Plain Jane.
Who does he not beat with time to prepare?
And who does he not beat when he don't have time to prepare? Because he's got everything on. He's always prepared. And that's one thing about Batman, that's always been next to Wolverine's my Marvel guy, but as far as Batman, he's always equipped. Dude can bench press 500 pounds and he's a normal guy. How much do you bench?
Well, I did 225 30 times a day.
And that's like pretty damn impressive. Yeah. You're a big damn fella, But this guy is like a normal Joe Blow, who's just has
500 pounds is massive.
Yeah,
bench.
and he's not a big guy,
He was in that movie, bro. He was jacked. He did a great job. By the way, he does a great. I like him.
I mean, he's my favorite. And that's like taking that. I'll take the Pepsi challenge on that.
Yeah,
as far as if you read the comics from the way I have, Ben Affleck is probably the best. One, Bruce Wayne. Two, Batman. Period.
I think maybe besides Keaton, he's the only one that has got the master point of doing both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Like Bale's an amazing Batman.
Yeah.
He sucks ass at being Bruce Wayne.
Here's my thing with the Burton. Yeah. Anything Burton does, it's kiddie right. It's
I don't like Tim. I hate Tim Burton, but I think Keaton was. He had the Batman.
For me, it was more. I'm sorry. I mean,
if we took the 20 years, I mean,
it was more nostalgic for me because I remember being a young kid and stuff, and them actually bringing in because you watch Mr. Mom, all these other like Gun Ho and all these other movies that Keaton's been in and everything. Yeah. And when I found out, I was still a big movie guy, even as a child, and I heard that Keaton.
Michael Keaton, you're like, what?
Yeah, was going to be Batman and Bruce Wayne. I'm like,
what the hell?
This is like a
nightmare.
He's a great actor, but when I saw it and it actually brought it to life, it's just like with X-Men. Okay, when X-Men first came out with Hugh Jackman and stuff like that, and you're like, oh my God, this is X-Men. It's like freaking awesome, Snick and all this other good stuff. And then if it comes in on like PBS TBS or whatever, and it comes on the TV, and you're like, oh my God, this movie sucks.
You mean that initial? You're so hyped for it initially,
yeah.
And then after you've seen it and let it,
but now still looking back, he did a good job.
Yeah.
Because he had that witty banner. It was clever. It was smart. Like when Vicky Vale went inside that room with all the different antique, suits and stuff like that, and he came in and he was just like, hi, and then Alfred came in there and he was just like, hey, when we need more wine, and he's like, what, 12 cases? What do you think? 12 cases? Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Open up 12 cases. And it was just like he had that. I call it the blue Batman. When Batman had the blue and the gray outfit, he had that about him. He was just straight up badass when he had the suit on, but he was just, laid back, cool,
nonchalant,
nonchalant about stuff. Prior,
back to your point,
yeah.
Darkseid has to be done right.
Mm.
We have to have the correct person playing them, and as much as it's probably going to draw the ire of everybody, and it would then draw so many comparisons, and they'd probably get shit on until the movie actually came out. I think Josh Brolin would murder Darkseid. Because him and Thanos are almost the same character.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much is. I mean, because, DC mimicked...
They can't do that, though.
Marvel mimicked DC.
Look, guys, and if this may offend some people, what I'm about to say, but if you're DC at that point and you go after Brolin to play your number one villain after you've seen the success, chop them off. It's time to castrate yourself. You've got to grow a set and take a shot. You can't do that. I agree with you. I think he would murder the role.
I can't think of anyone.
Sorry.
I want the imposing.
I can't either.
I want not where you have to CGI him to death. Not where we get another Steppenwolf. Dear God.
But when
the imposing voice, because Darkseid has to have that deep voice.
I get an urban tint to his voice, though. Do you not? Like an urban,
Yeah, I agree.
like a bigger black dude, like a
Who
jacked
do you
up black
think-
dude.
Who do you think should play the role?
I'm thinking somebody with Terry Cruz's body with a Brolin voice. You need a bigger. I think I get an urban like a black dude that's an unbelievable actor that's got a body on him. You want to say The Rock? The Rock don't have the voice.
No.
They don't have the voice.
The Rock's going to. He's already signed to play
Black Adam.
Black Adam. Okay,
And that's going to be perfect for him. Actually, I think Shazam would have been perfect for him. You know, because they would have brought in that different.
I'm just saying stature wise. But like even when here's the thing about it. When you look at Thanos and you look in his eyes, you can see Brolin. You can see his eyes and his expression. You can see Brolin in Thanos' face.
I think the guy who played Heimdall in Thor would be perfect.
He's on to something.
Because he's like,
He's on to something.
I'm here, boy.
He's got the stature. He's got the voice. Hey, do they got the gall to go after him though?
But they don't have to worry about their contracts with being Marvel or DC and stuff like that. You know, he shaved his beard. He's got that deep voice and everything like that. And that's the way, you know, Darkseid is. You know, if you've seen any of the animated series and stuff, and if you know, I've read the comics and the paper in my face, and, you know, I've had that mental thing, and he's got that, you know, that deep.
Yeah.
Hey, boy.
Dude, that's what Darkseid has.
He needs to be deep, imposing. I would like to say Heimdall. That would actually be good.
That's a good point.
I would stick even if it seems like a nail in the coffin, and it may very well be
Brolin?
Death will, but I think Brolin would.
I mean,
You have to-
he
you-
rolls. I mean,
You have to chop your nuts off at that point.
I mean, on
Yeah.
I said if
as
they're
far
nail in
as-
the coffin.
I mean, as far as him as an actor, you know, I mean, there's no, like, you know, chopping, you know, no nail in the coffin with this guy. I mean, he's a win-win situation. Every movie he touches come gold. Especially, like, you know, okay, have you seen the Dark Towers series and stuff like that? Didn't do
Yes.
very good with the box office and everything, but freaking awesome. You know, and him being, you know, the slingman, you know, of the gunman or gunslinger or whatever. I mean, he was just absolutely magnificent.
He wasn't in
Yeah.
Dark Tower.
Yeah.
I thought it was a black guy. Is that the
That's him.
Heimdall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Brolin.
No, it's Heimdall.
Yeah,
And
I
I can't remember his name for nothing in the world. I'm bad.
Now,
with
is he
names.
the same one? It's the same dude that plays in that
The
movie.
gatekeeper?
Yes, but he's the same dude that plays in that movie where the plane crashes with the white lady. That's the same guy, right? Am I mistaken? It came out last year.
I don't even know what movie.
You know what I'm talking about. Come on, bro. It's like the plane crashed and him and the white lady was trapped off in the snow. What is his name in that movie? It came out last year.
You've got me.
Yeah, you got me on that one, man.
Sir,
Sorry.
I'll find out the name of it.
Yeah, find out. 'Cause now I need to know.
Okay, but let's get back to the point.
And then we got to wrap this one up. 'Cause
Yeah,
we got,
and then I'll pass it to him. But I do think Darkseid done right, be it Brolin, be it Heimdall, be it whoever plays it, they have to, if they're going to bring him in this quickly,
Yeah.
they have to nail him perfectly.
Yeah.
And there has to be a movie, as much as Infinity War was for Marvel, there has to be a movie darker than
The Mountain Between Us.
Okay.
The Mountain Between Us.
I haven't seen that.
Same guy?
Well,
Hold
I've
on.
heard of it. Let me see.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
But the one thing about, you know, Darkseid. Okay.
This is him,
Oh, no,
correct? That's him, correct?
Yeah, that's him.
That's him. That's him.
That's
The
it.
Mountain Between Us.
Yeah.
Which is a good movie. I watched
Really?
it.
Okay.
I didn't know the name of it, but it's a good movie. Come out last year. Go ahead.
Okay.
But
Sounds good.
I think if they have to do Darkseid, and if they bring him in this quickly, we have to have a movie that is way darker than Infinity War could ever hope to be. I mean, we've got to see.
Money wise, I don't know if they can afford to. I think you got to find a gray
Right.
area where you stick to DC's roots. You don't want to go full blown Marvel, but let's call Infinity Wars what it was. It was pretty dark. Spider-Man
Everybody
faded
died,
away.
you know.
Spider-Man fades away, begging not to in Iron Man's arms. That's pretty dramatic to a
But they're
little
coming
kid.
back, and we all
Yeah,
know that.
but
But it was pretty.
Well,
it wasn't as.
They say everybody's coming back, and we know he is because his movie. But the problem is,
We've got two. That
some people are
confirmed.
not.
Gamora's not coming back, and Loki's not coming back. Anyone before the snap, they said is not coming back.
Yeah, I mean that's because of his stature. They can be resurrected, you know, or reincarnated. But as far as Loki goes, the way he died and everything, he's
Somebody had to bite the bullet in that.
yeah, he's got to
But
go.
I mean, Darkseid needs to come. He needs to kill main characters. Like, we don't need Loki dying. We don't need Gamora dying. We need, like, a Batman. We need someone.
So we all agree.
Ant-Man.
We all agree.
Ant-Man die. Ant-Man.
We all agree. And then we're going to wrap this up. We're going to say a few things, but we're going to wrap this up. We all agree Darkseid has the potential to save DC.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, especially if, like I said, if you do it right by the comic books. And the one thing about Darkseid, you know, in the comic books and his stature and everything, believe it or not, he's a lot more refined, you know, in his stature and, you know, than Thanos. You know, Thanos has that stature of refinedness about him. Like, you know, I mean, he's, you know, the evil Titan, you know. But one thing with Darkseid, I mean, he's more than just a Titan. He's more than just a god. I mean, he's a beyond badass, and he knows it. Yeah. And just like Thanos, I mean, he knows that he's a badass, you know. But he became a badass when he got the gems, you know. But one thing, Darkseid, I mean, he's already there, you know. And
saving grace that I will give what I hope is going to be a good DC movie is the Green Lantern Corps, since since Jeff Johns is leaving his comfy position, and like, I mean, he was a high exec in DC Comics, and he's leaving his comfy position to go back to start writing Green Lantern again, and to do everything for Green Lantern Corps. And he gave us the best Green Lantern storylines that we've had ever, probably.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think that's going to be a shining light. Darkseid, he's got to be spot on. If they don't do it right, then they're signing.
I think he's found our guy.
I think I mean, it's not just the guy that plays him. It's going to have to be a script. It's going to have to be a movie. It's basically going to have to be an Infinity War. It's going to have to be a movie about Darkseid. And I think if they don't hit it, then they're in
major trouble.
I think they need to just start doing solo movies again.
So with that being said, we're going to wrap this video up. Thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you have, thank you so much. Danny will be sitting in on our major topic of discussion tonight, which is Marvel versus Star Wars. What franchise is the biggest franchise in movie history?
Oh, this is going to be my favorite.
Okay, guys, don't forget to go down there. It's a little bit below the...
It should be lit up red if it's not hit yet. If it's hit yet, it should be gray.
It's a little bit below the video that you're watching. Hit it and hit the bell so that you get notifications every time we upload a video. And
we only do it 2 times a week, so out of all the week's hours, that's not that much, guys. 2 to 3 times max.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
All right, thank you.